What's going on, everyone? So we got some interesting news in regards to Steph Curry and a potential trade that Steph Curry may be on the move. He's monitoring what is going on with the Golden State Warriors and could potentially request a trade by the trade deadline of this year, 2025 trade deadline. So per Chris Haynes, this is from Chris Haynes, there are reports that Steph is closely monitoring the situation in Golden State and that there is a growing chance of him wanting out before the 2025 trade deadline. Curry, who will turn 37 next March, is determined for a true shot at another championship. Again, this is per Chris Haynes. Now, before we dive into this, I want to say, one, I think it's very unlikely that Steph Curry actually gets traded. Right? That I don't know if he'd actually ask out. I do think for both sides, both the Warriors and Steph Curry, I think it is in both of their best interest to kind of divorce and go their separate ways. Dive into that here more in a moment. But the other side of things is even if Steph does become available, I still think it's very unlikely that he is a Laker. Right? Just want to make that clear. I think it's unlikely he gets traded. I think it's unlikely he gets traded to the Lakers. But I don't think it's something that is so far-fetched and unreasonable, right? Let's start with the Lakers side of things because this is a Laker channel, right? Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis have been getting very cozy together. Very cozy together. LeBron James and Anthony Davis for a long time, LeBron James and Steph Curry for a long time were kind of these budding rivals, right? And even they both kind of played into the role. But you've seen the last few years, they've really embraced each other. Both players know this is the end. This is it for them, right? Like both sides, whether they team up or not, they only got so many years left in this league. And so I do think that both of them would love to play together. I do think both of them would embrace the fact of playing together and trying to win a championship. I know that they've always competed. They're a deadlock in championships. Some people might look at it and go, like, why would they help each other win a championship? Because they're tied. They've been tied. They've been tied for as long as the two of them have been at the peak and at the top. Why not win a championship tied together, right? And Steph Curry, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis, those three healthy, doesn't matter what else you have. You're going to win a championship if those three are healthy. Now, there are a couple elements that go into that. Draymond Green, if that happens, you know Draymond is going to do everything in his power to force his way to the Lakers. So you might not just trade for Steph. You might end up having to trade for Draymond Green. But nonetheless, on a serious note, with Steph Curry, it makes all the sense in the world. Like if you really want to go like one last push for an NBA championship, I think you go for Steph Curry. Here's the thing. I do not want the Lakers waiting for Steph, right? Like, even if Steph could potentially become available, I want the Lakers to make a trade now, right? If you can get Jeremy Grant and Kessler or whomever, if you can get the pieces now, get the pieces now. If Steph becomes available and you miss out on Steph, it's unfortunate, right? I don't want the Lakers waiting for Steph and then Steph doesn't become available and the Lakers missed out on everything. Now, granted, could you make a trade at the trade deadline, right, if all these pieces are still there? Sure. But I don't want to see the Lakers start missing out on everything because they're waiting on a decision for Steph Curry. Now, Steph would have to force his way to the Lakers. But I do think that if Steph truly wanted to be a Laker, I actually think the Warriors would trade him to the Lakers. I think that there is this conflict between both sides. Again, I don't know. I'm not in Steph Curry, and I'm not in the organization, so I don't know. But, again, it is best. The Warriors have a ton of young talent. They have a guy in Kuminga who may be a star, right? Like, he has that potential. Can he just get consistent, right? They're a team flushed with young talent. They are working hard to go get a Lauri Markkanen, but they don't want to trade the young talent. You have to pick a lane, right? You either, A, want to keep the young talent and rebuild, or you trade the young talent and you go get the pieces needed to give Steph another shot. Now, maybe this report is simply that. Maybe this report is simply Steph applying pressure to the Golden State Warriors to try to get them incentivized to make a move. The problem is, what move is that? Lauri Markkanen, I think, makes them better, but I don't think they're a true contender. And Lauri Markkanen is expected to re-sign with the Utah Jazz. If that happens, what do the Warriors do? Right? Like, unless Giannis or somebody becomes available. But again, it just, even then, it's like, that's probably not till the trade deadline. I do think the Warriors are better than they were last year, but I still don't think that they're a real contending team. And if he can find his way to a place in which he can be a real contender, here's the thing, though. If he's open to several teams, then the Lakers are probably not going to get him. He would have to be like, I want to be traded, and you have to trade me to Lakers. I want to go to Lakers. If that happens, I do think the Warriors would trade him, because the last thing they want is that disdain from fans and Steph and all of that stuff. Now, fans would be upset about Steph going to the Lakers. Of course, Warrior fans would, but they'll get over it, right? If you have young talent, you're going to get everything from the Lakers, right? You're going to get all their picks. You're going to get all their young guys. Right, like you're gonna make out like bandits if you're the Golden State Warriors, right? You're gonna get all the Lakers pick swaps. You're gonna get all the Lakers first, right? You're gonna get Dalton Connect. You're gonna get probably Austin Reeves and Max Christie and all the other. Like, you're gonna get whatever you want, right? And should the Lakers do it? Yes, I believe that they should. I do. I know people have concerns about the big threes, but big threes work when all the pieces make sense, right? Look at the history of big threes, right? Look at, the Miami Heat, right? You had Bosh, Wade, LeBron. All three played different positions. All three had different skill sets that complemented each other. All three were capable of playing multiple positions, right? And they were able to make those adjustments, make those tweaks, win some championships. LeBron, Kyrie, K-Love, right? Kevin Love, same thing. All three played different positions. All three were able to play, had different skill sets. Boston, right? KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, right? Those three, again, all play different positions, all filled different roles, right? Klay Thompson, KD, and Steph Curry, same thing, right? All three had they had closer, skill sets, but they all were very unselfish. They all played off ball. They all were willing to buy in. You need all sides to buy in. You need all sides to fit, right? You look at a team like the Phoenix Suns, Bradley Beal, Devin Booker, KD. They're not versatile, right? Like, Bradley Beal and Devin Booker both play the same position and are essentially the same player. And neither is skilled enough to play the point, and neither is really big enough to play the three. Kevin Durant, he could play the 3 or the 4, but now you're undersized, right? And all three guys essentially are the same player at different skill sets, at different levels, right? But at the end of the day, they're still too similar to really make it work. That's why I didn't think that they were going to do anything last year, even when everyone was telling me, dude, Tyler, like, just give them the championship now. And I was like, I don't think that they win anything. I don't think they're going to be a very good basketball team. And look, I think that they made some improvements this offseason. I still don't think they're a contender. Still think that they have a lot of the same flaws. I think they'll be much better, right? I think Tyus Jones will help a lot, but they're still undersized. They still can't play defense, right? They still have plenty of holes and gaps in that team, right? But if you were to be able to add Steph, again, 3 different guys that all have different skill sets, that all play different positions, that all complement each other. And all 3 guys would be willing to buy in. Steph was willing to buy in and sacrifice to play alongside KD and Klay, right? Like, he would do that alongside LeBron. Think of the shot attempts Steph Curry would get alongside LeBron James and Anthony Davis. I mean, talk about leaving Steph open. You're going to, like, if they're healthy, you're done. Because you're not going to be able to stop Steph if he's cooking and double team him and then also defend LeBron and AD. It'd be too much. At that point, I don't care who you have. You could have Jared Vanderbilt and, Gabe Vincent. It doesn't matter. Like, put 2 defensive pieces in there, right? Obviously, you got to round out some depth, round out a roster, but I think the Lakers would be able to do so, right? But again, it really would be based on Steph and him pushing to go to the Lakers, which, again, one of those 2 sides are going to have to make the commitment, right? The Warriors or Steph. I don't know if they will. Like, I don't think the Warriors want to be that organization that says, we're going to trade you. I don't think Steph necessarily will go there and be like, I want out. Now, maybe they will. Dame finally did it, right? This is why Bob Myers left, right? Bob Myers left because he was too attached to the players and he didn't want to have to make the tough decisions. They already lost Clay. I wouldn't be shocked if Steph is next in line because it doesn't make sense for the Warriors to go, like, what are they going to do? They're going to get Jeremy Grant and, Walker Kessler? Like, again, that's not making you a championship contender with just Steph. Steph needs somebody else. And he doesn't have anybody else right now. He doesn't. It's him and, maybe Kuminga could take the next step. Maybe you're lucky and Andrew Wiggins kind of gets back to being the 2022. And if Steph is so great, maybe you kind of have this historic run. But it's just a lot of pressure and ask on Steph. Where I think if you're Steph, even if remove the Lakers, right? Forget the Lakers for a moment. I know it's a Laker channel. Not forget the Lakers like forever, but just for the moment, right? To prove the argument, right? Because I know some people are going to look at it and go, of course you feel this way. It's the Lakers. Remove the Lakers. Go to Miami, right? Go play with Bam and Jimmy, right? Like they would complement Steph great too, right? There's other places and destinations for Steph that make sense, right? It's not just the Lake. Go to Denver, play with Jokic, right? Like there's multiple places he could go if he wanted to try to win a championship, right? Or OKC even, right? Go to the Thunder, go win a championship next to SGA, right? Like there's options there, and there's places in which he can win. So remove the Lakers from the conversation. I still think Steph should be like, hey, keep the young guys, trade me. You're going to get a great return for me. You're not going to get a return in the sense as if he was, 27, right? He's still 37. He's still only got a couple years left. Like teams are going to equate that. And he's making like $50 million, right? So most teams can't even trade for him, even if they wanted to, and maintain contention status. The Lakers are one of the few teams that could trade for him and still keep LeBron and AD, and you'd be a contender, right? Not all teams can do that. But some of these teams, right, if you're willing to go and pony up for Steph, he should want to do that. And if you're the Golden State Warriors, you'd get a ton of assets, you'd get some young talent, right? Like it's the best case scenario. Steph gets another chance to go win. Warriors look like the good guy, right? Hey, we want to do right by our star. Think of everything he did for us, right? We won all these championships. We won 4 titles. He's going to go down as the greatest Warrior ever, change the game, all that stuff. We wanted to do right by Steph because Steph, he's only getting older. He wants to win, and we're a young team on the rise again, right? So this puts us in the best position to continue our growth towards the next dynasty, right? Boom. Wash your hands with it. The true fans are going to understand and buy in and believe. And the ones that hate and jump off the wagon, they're going to jump. You always have that no matter what the situation is, right? So to me, I do think it's best for Steph to tell them like, hey, it's time to go, right? And even if he doesn't want to initiate it, the Warriors should. When Steph gets back from the Olympics, they need to sit down and have a real conversation. They do. They need to sit down and go, okay, like what do we want to do here, right? Because you'd probably also get more now than you would at the trade deadline. Right, because how many teams are able to trade for him? And 2, like now you got to kind of incorporate him into the mix. Like I just think you'd have more options now where teams are trying to get their roster together before the trade deadline, right? So I do think if you're the Warriors, if probably in your best interest to trade him now. And that way, kind of all your young guys, you kind of work it together, you kind of have a season, right? Maybe get Coop Flag or something, right? Like, it would be in the best interest for everybody to do it now. But if the Lakers got to at least throw their hat in the ring. And if I'm LeBron, hey, buddy, I'm the whole Team USA. I'm whispering in his ear, man, wouldn't it be great to play together? Let's go win a championship together, buddy. Right? We both got 4. Let's go make it 5. Let's go make it 5 together. You, me, AD, that's money, baby. Right? Like, I do. I genuinely think that they could win a championship with the 3 of them. At that point, I don't care who else is on the roster. Those 3 healthy, you're not beating that team. You're not. Like, there's not a Warriors with Kevin Durant out there. Like, the Lakers would be that. Right? Like, and you'd still have some pieces. You still have some key pieces. But, and make some little minor tweaks, stuff like that. But to me, go get him. Right? Trade Rui, D'Lo, probably trading Max Christie, probably trading Austin, whatever you have to do. Because he's making, what, like 50 million, something like that. So, I mean, you're talking Rui, D'Lo, there's 35 million there. Then you're talking, a Austin Reeves, you're probably trading him there. So there's, 47 right there. Throw in a Max Christie or, a Dalton Connect or something like that to give him Young, give up all the picks, right? Maybe you keep Max Christie and give up Dalton Connect because Max Christie can be that starting two, be that point of attack defensive guy. Your starting five is probably Steph, Christie, Vando, LeBron, and AD. You got more than enough offensive firepower there. You got defense there, right? Maybe you go look to try to make a move. Can you turn Gabe Vincent and something into, I don't know, some 3-and-D guard or something, right? Like, figure it out, right? I think you do it. But, again, think it's very unlikely. I just want to be clear. But, anyway, as always, this is a discussion. I pass the question on to you. Let me know your thoughts and opinions down in the comments below. What do you think? How do you feel with your thoughts? 1, do you think that the Warriors would actually trade Steph? 2, do you think that they would trade Steph to the Lakers if Steph demanded the Lakers? 3, do you think that Steph would demand the Lakers? 4, do you even want Steph, right? Do you think that that's the move, or do you think, like, no? However you feel, whatever your thoughts are, I would love to hear it. So let me know down in the comments below. That being said, if you haven't liked this video, hit that like button. Helps me a lot. So if you enjoy these types of videos, and I truly appreciate it. Not subscribe to the channel, hit that subscribe button. Turn on the bell notifications. Appreciate y'all. See you in the next one. Thank you.